Switzerland's economy is facing its biggest crisis in decades. In 2024, skyrocketing inflation is hitting citizens hard, with prices rising faster than ever. The banking system, once a symbol of stability, is still reeling from the collapse of Credit Suisse, shaking investor confidence. And on top of that, an aging population is putting strain on pensions and healthcare. What's happening behind Switzerland's polished image, and how will these challenges reshape the future? The collapse of Credit Suisse. Did you know that Switzerland's banking system, once considered the gold standard of stability, was rocked by the fall of Credit Suisse? This was one of the most shocking financial failures of 2023, and its impacts are still being felt in 2024. For decades, Credit Suisse was synonymous with Swiss financial success, trusted by billionaires, multinational corporations, and even governments. But in March 2023, the Swiss bank was swallowed by a crisis of its own making. It was a series of risky investments and scandals that began to unravel Credit Suisse's legacy. The bank had been under pressure for years, but it wasn't until massive losses and a confidence crisis that the situation escalated. In a historic move, the Swiss National Bank had to offer an emergency $100 billion lifeline to stabilize the financial system and prevent a total collapse. Still, damage was done. Once impenetrable image of Switzerland as a haven for wealth had been shaken. You're probably wondering, how did this happen in a country known for its financial stability? The collapse of Credit Suisse has raised doubts about the entire Swiss banking sector. Investors and citizens alike are now questioning the future of Swiss banks. Even though UBS stepped in to take over, many are left wondering, what does this mean for the future of Swiss banking? Despite the bailouts and promises of stability, the collapse of Credit Suisse has made international investors wary. The consequences of this crisis are rippling throughout the Swiss economy, affecting everything from stock market performance to everyday confidence in the country's financial infrastructure. And in 2024, as Switzerland seeks to recover, the scars of the collapse are still fresh. The inflation crisis. Now let's talk about something that's hitting Swiss citizens right in the pocket: inflation. In 2024, inflation has reached levels that are nearly double what the Swiss people are used to. While Switzerland has been known for its low inflation rates in the past, the country is facing the consequences of a much larger global inflationary trend. Prices in Switzerland are rising faster than ever, with food and energy costs increasing at unprecedented rates. The Swiss National Bank, SNB, had long prided itself on maintaining a stable currency, but 2024 has shown that even Switzerland can't escape the effects of inflation. Did you see the rising cost of living in Zurich, Geneva, and Bern? Rent prices in Zurich have increased by as much as 15% in just a year. For a nation used to a high standard of living, this is a massive shock. While many countries are facing inflationary pressures, Switzerland's unique position as a financial hub has made the situation more complicated. The strength of the Swiss franc, which has traditionally been a safe haven for investors, has only exacerbated the problem. Strong currency makes Swiss exports more expensive, which harms the competitiveness of Swiss products on the global stage. In an already competitive global economy, this is a significant disadvantage. Citizens are feeling the pinch. Household budgets are stretched thin, and many people are struggling to make ends meet. You are looking for an answer to this inflationary spiral, and the truth is, no one has a clear solution yet. Government is working to counter inflation, but as the costs continue to rise, it's becoming more difficult to keep up with the demand for wages that match the new price levels. The aging population. Now, here's something that's quietly but powerfully impacting Switzerland's economic future: the aging population. It's a ticking time bomb that's slowly but surely ticking away. Did you know that more than 20% of Switzerland's population is already over the age of 65? In fact, this percentage is expected to rise to nearly 30% by 2040. While this may sound like a minor issue, it's actually a major economic concern. As the population ages, more people will rely on pensions, healthcare, and other social services. However, the problem is there simply aren't enough younger workers to support this growing group of retirees. In fact, the working age population in Switzerland is shrinking. This creates a double whammy. Fewer people are contributing to the economy, while more people are drawing benefits. benefits. Switzerland's pension system is one of the best in the world, but it's under severe pressure. The aging population means that the amount of money being withdrawn is growing faster than the funds being contributed. Without significant reform, the Swiss pension system could become unsustainable in the coming decades. What happens if Switzerland's pension system fails? It's not just the pensions at stake. Healthcare costs are also rising dramatically as the elderly require more medical services. By 2025, healthcare spending is projected to increase by over 5% annually, a burden that may eventually overwhelm the state and private insurers. Can Switzerland's world-class healthcare system cope with this demand? That remains to be seen. Global economic pressures. And while all these internal factors are concerning, Switzerland is also feeling the heat from global economic pressures. The country is closely tied to the international economy. Its banks, its exports, and its industries rely on global trade. But as we've seen with the ongoing US-China trade war, economic volatility is making things more complicated. In recent years, Switzerland has also had to navigate the fallout from the European Union's economic struggles and the impact of the US Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes. While the Swiss economy has been resilient in the face of these pressures, the global situation isn't getting any easier. For example, Switzerland's reliance on global trade means that its exporters are facing tougher competition, especially as the value of the Swiss franc increases. Did you know that Switzerland's exports have dropped by 2% in 2024 alone, largely due to a strong franc? Additionally, Switzerland has always prided itself on its neutrality and financial security. However, geopolitical tensions are making it harder to stay out of global conflicts. The ongoing tension between the US and China, along with the war in Ukraine, has placed Switzerland in a tough position. As one of the world's wealthiest nations, Switzerland must find ways to navigate these growing global risks while trying to maintain its economic security. So, what does this all mean for Switzerland's future? Can it overcome these challenges and remain the economic powerhouse it once was? The truth is, Switzerland is at a crossroads. The country faces a series of tough decisions regarding its banking system, pensions, inflation, and global positioning. If reforms are not made, it could lead to a significant decline in living standards and economic performance. But the Swiss are resilient. They've faced challenges before, and with the right strategies, they can weather this storm too. However, the question remains, will they act in time? What do you think? Can Switzerland maintain its status as an economic powerhouse, or is the future looking uncertain? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video eye-opening. Subscribe and ring the bell for more updates on global economic issues, and stay tuned for more in-depth analysis on how countries around the world are handling their own economic crises. See you in the next video, and remember, if Switzerland, with all its resources and financial power, is struggling with these issues, what's in store for other countries around the world? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Is your country facing similar challenges?